Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Big Corleone of the This Might Hurt podcast. Coming to you live from I don't know where the fuck you think we should be coming from. I don't know, the Batcave, the Fortress of Solitude. The Wherever the fuck you think we should be coming from, that's where we're coming from. Let me bring in Lady G. You know what I'm saying? She's here waiting. So we can get this started. All right. Lady G, what's good?
Hey, what's going on, Big?
How you doing? You all right?
I'm wonderful as always.
All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. How was your week?
So far so good. Took off of work today. Got to prepare myself for an event happening tomorrow. Um,
Ah,
yeah, so everything's good in the neighborhood.
all right. All right. We're waiting on a couple other co-hosts. They'll pop in whenever they pop in. But in the meantime, we'll handle shit and do what we gotta do the right way. So all right. Everybody goes through shit throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes things are good, sometimes things are not so good, and sometimes things are really, really fucked up. So, you know, it's hard enough living life day to day. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your head up, moving forward. You know, trying to cope with what society throws at you on a day to day basis. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you had any kind of struggle throughout the week that you want to speak on, or maybe shed some light on. Maybe we can, you know, make you feel a little better. So, what have you struggled with, if anything, throughout this week? I'm talking to you, Lady G.
Oh, you talking to me?
I'm talking to you. It was silent. It was silent
No, because
there
I
for a
was
second.
thinking. I was thinking.
If you didn't, I mean, it's all good. But I mean,
Oh, there's always struggles. Everybody has struggles. It's just how we look at them. But I do have an interesting topic for this week. So I have a nephew who, by all, purposes, is a grown up, right? He's 24 years old.
right?
Unfortunately, 2 years ago, his mother was found deceased in her apartment,
Oh man,
and so, it's a sad situation.
right,
But mind you, I haven't seen my nephew's family. Like I'm not real close to family, but I love them dearly and always there.
right.
So the interesting piece is he's at this time in his life where he's blaming everybody for his like for his sadness, right?
For his misfortunes,
Yeah, like his misfortunes and things like that. For instance, unfortunately, this thing with his mom, right? He he says to me, "You're part of the reason why she's dead," right?
well,
Which,
that's a fucking kick in the stomach.
yeah, yeah. And so, it got me thinking about our younger generation, about family, about relationships, and what do they mean, and who's responsible for what, right? So, an interesting thing that he brought up is he seems to be in this place where he thinks that his family is responsible to do things for him, right? So he's
Right.
24 years old.
Okay.
He informed me that he possibly has been diagnosed with some form of autism and things like that. So now, but at 24, he's got his own little apartment, which he just newly got. Um, but he calls like family and stuff like that and says, I'm starving, I'm lonely, right? So we offer help. We're saying, oh, I remember one time I offered to send him some food, take him food shopping, do that stuff. And his answer was like, no, because you're not cooking it here at my apartment. And so that kind of hit me weird. I was like, that's a little weird. You're 24 years old. Um,
It's not hard to cook a can of Chef Boyardee.
yeah, like you got a microwave. Like, like I don't understand. I'm gonna provide you the groceries.
Right.
You can cook the food.
Right.
But it got into this thing where he's like that we as his family are responsible to like take care of him.
Right.
And he gets into all this stuff, and I said my only responsibility is to my child, and then my responsibility to my children are to raise them so that they don't need me.
Absolutely.
um and it got like, again, I'm, you know me, I'm calm, collected. I give the advice or the opinion when people ask. I just kind of try to work with people. What is the logic in this? What is the logic in that? I
Right.
try to provide like a mirror and say, okay, so this is what you said to me. What do you see wrong with that? Or what do you see right with that? And it got so bad where, I basically said, I can only help you so much as your aunt. You're not my child. And he got mad and started cursing at me. And you and me are old school. One thing you're not going to do is disrespect me and curse at
Absolutely.
me. Like, I'm your elder, bro.
No
Like,
doubt.
where are you coming from? And what in the world made you think that your entitlement is my responsibility? You know?
Right.
And so it just had me thinking, you know, and pretty much I don't, I try not to struggle with a whole lot of things, but admittedly, I'm struggling with that right now because clearly here's a family member who's
Right.
young
Right.
and needs help. But when you try to help them,
They
it's not
want
the help
everything
that,
done for them.
yeah, and it's not the help that they want. And when you try to hold them accountable for that, the cancel culture, we talk about that cancel culture.
Yeah.
So now you're going to disrespect and cancel me as your aunt. And then the funny thing is, I woke up this morning to a text message from him.
Mm.
He says, "You know what? I found out what your problem is." You know what he does? He sends me a screenshot of the word narcissism.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I'm like, you got the wrong one.
Wow.
You got the wrong one, bro, cuz I'm so far from narcissist. It's not even funny. I actually help people to my own detriment. That is not narcissist.
Right. That's not narcissism. Definitely not.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's what I understand about the kids these days, man. The young cats, like they they want things done, but I
But they're
mean,
not willing to do
they
it.
yeah, they're not willing to do the work. You know what I mean? Like,
They want to
get up
make
and
buku
fucking do your
money.
laundry. Fucking get up and cook something. You could make a fucking sandwich, man. Throw some salami, cheese, and some fucking bread and shit together and eat that shit. It doesn't take. It's not rocket science to make yourself something to eat.
I know.
24 years old, you should be doing your own shit by now. Let me
And
tell you
I know
something.
you can read the back of a microwave plate.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my mom, God rest her soul, she taught me how to do my laundry, cook, and do all that shit. By the time I was like 14, 15 years old, I was already making my own shit.
Dude, I was standing on chairs making eggs and bacon at 6 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's how it
yeah,
is.
I was washing dishes. I was doing all kinds of stuff. And
That's crazy.
and you know what? Unfortunately, again about accountability.
Hmm.
Our generation, yours and my generation, I guess we didn't want our kids to grow up the way we did, which I think was like they were a little far left, where they're beating the brakes off of you and doing stuff like that.
Right,
So we didn't want to treat our kids that way. And we wanted to do better for ourselves so that we could provide more for our kids.
right,
But I think we went a little too far right. We did too much. We gave too much. We gifted too much. And now we have these entitled young people who want to make more than you make and don't even have high school diplomas.
right.
And
That's
they're
true.
talking about, I have my nephew's father, actually, my brother, like, he literally didn't even graduate high school and talking about he wants to make more than $15 an hour. Now, from what I understand, minimum wage is around that.
I think it's
Uh
14 right now.
Yeah. So it's about that. And he's like, I should be making 2025. And I'm like, dude, I don't even make 2025. And I have a master's degree, bro. Like,
Word,
where are
word.
you coming from? And some people have those skills and that's great. But again, it's that learned behavior and we just kind of went too far right. We got to come back left a little to that happy medium
Right,
where the young people are understanding it's great to have those big dreams. It's great to want to accomplish something. But you also have to be willing to put the work in cuz like nowadays, back in the day, you stayed at a job and you retired from that job.
right.
And it's not like that anymore. Now they're looking to see how much experience you have at different places, you know. And
Because they want you to do more than what you get paid for.
yeah. So,
You got to be able to multitask and do multiple different types of jobs and within that job, so they can utilize all your shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, and then they cancel you when, you know, you're not
Absolutely.
when they feel like
Absolutely.
you're not doing whatever.
Yep.
So it's
That's
like
just
there's, just no loyalty, no
nope.
nothing.
And that's the sad part. I mean, you can work for a company for 20 some years and get it ready
And
to
then let you
retire,
go.
and then they
Yes.
fucking they kick you like
They
kick you to the
screw
curb.
you.
Yep.
And then they take away all of the benefits from you. And I'm like, "What?
Yep.
I just died for you for all these years and now you're going to send me away on my merry way with nothing."
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was an interesting thing that came up for me this week. Like young people, man. I'm sure that the generation before us was saying the same thing about us, but
Yeah. Well, you outside running amok, acting crazy, acting a fool. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but we weren't shooting people. We weren't,
No.
running them over. Oh,
Mm-mm.
and today I went and got my hair done. So I was talking to the hairdresser, and she was talking about that. It turns out our kids go to the same school, and they were talking about how there was like a threat, like a gun threat, that
Mm-hmm.
this kid's gonna come shoot up the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of the parents got any kind of notification, right? That this was happening. Our kids are the ones that told us it was happening.
Wow.
But so I got on like the local news feed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I said that is so amazing because guess what? When it was election day, I got 7 different calls that day talking about don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. Who
Word, right?
this is who
Right?
you're gonna vote for. But yet my kid is in school on a day that you already know that there is a threat of violence. And not only do you not help the kids, but then you don't even let their parents know what's going on so that they could try to keep their own kids safe.
That's crazy.
And that was a conversation today at the hairdresser. Like crazy,
That's
crazy.
shot out. And I mean, literally, that's crazy. Like, how can you not let the parents know and warn the parents about, in incoming danger? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, how can you? That's terrible.
Like help me help you to help my child. You know? So
Absolutely.
how about you? What you've had come up this week for you?
Um. Well, I got a couple things going on. I got some health stuff, and I'm trying to work it out and shit.
Yeah.
These doctors, man, they don't fucking stop, yo. Like
I hear you.
they talk about take this med, and this should help you and shit like that. But the shit that's fucked up is that the pharmacy still doesn't have what you want me to take. So what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm
In the
saying?
meantime. Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, so let me explain what's going on. All right, so the world out there will know. Big has a couple of health issues, right? Look at my hand in the background. Look. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Is one of your health issues that you're just a big kid?
Yeah, that's one of them. That's definitely one of them. But now that I know I could do that shit, I'm probably gonna start fucking around while
Oh
everybody's talking.
gosh.
So anyway,
That's gonna be a manic minute, isn't it?
yeah, probably. So anyway, so I don't know. I haven't mentioned to any of the I mean, Dubs probably knows, but anyway. So I had to go to the cardiologist because I was having some, discomfort and some shit going on in my chest. So I thought it was my heart. So I go to the hospital one night. They did an EKG and they were like, "Oh, your heart's good, no problem." The EKG didn't read anything. So I was in there for like an hour and a half in the waiting room, and I was like, you know what, fuck that, I'm leaving. I'll just go to my cardiologist in the morning. So I go to my cardiologist in the morning. I said, listen, I was in the hospital, did an EKG, they said everything was fine, but I'm still not feeling right. He said, all right. They put me on a monitor, a 24-hour monitor, right? So 24 hours pass. I go drop it off. About a couple days later, they call me up and said, listen, everything seems normal except that we saw an abnormality in the lower section of the heart. So we want to get a CAT scan done of the heart with contrast. So I was like, all right, no problem. So the shit that's fucked up is that I have an allergy, right? So I had to take all these pills before this test. So I take all these pills before this test. I go to take the test. It took them longer to set me up than
Then
it
you
did to take the actual test. The shit that's crazy too is that when they inject the contrast into you, that shit
gets
burns. Like
warm. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And he said, you don't feel like you gotta pee, right? I was like, no, why would that happen? Because that's what most people feel when they get, the contrast or whatever. So anyway, so they take the test, take the pictures, you know, do the whole thing. And I'm waiting for the results. Mind you, I had to wait a fucking week because it was a holiday and everything. So I was like, all right, fine. So finally, I go into the doctor's office and he says, listen, you have a 20% blockage in one of your arteries.
Mm.
He says that it's minimal and it can be reversed, but you got to take this med. It's a cholesterol med, and you got and of course the same thing comes out of every doctor's mouth when it comes to me and probably other people. You got to lose some weight. Work out a little bit, lose some weight, and then maybe it'll be all right. So I said, all right, no problem. So I take the med. I'm taking the med. So he says, I get a call from a endocrinologist. She says, we got a call from your cardiologist
Oh boy.
saying they want you to see Dr. whatever her name is. And I was like, all right, no problem. So I go to see her and she says to me, I mean, I'm diabetic. So that's why they wanted me to see the endocrinologist. I've never seen one. And she says to me that, from the looks of, these tests and these numbers coming from your glucose monitor, that you know, you need a switch up in meds. So I was like, all right, because I've been taking the same meds since I found out I was diabetic. She was like, really? Nobody's ever changed them? I was like, no. So then I found out that I was taking a combination of the medicines that I should not have been taking.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she said, you're taking this and that. And I was like, yeah. She said that those two together don't go
Are
together.
contraindicated. Yeah.
And I was like, and she was like, nobody's ever told you that? I was like, no. They just let me take that shit. I'm surprised usually in the pharmacy they come up to you and they're like, listen, you shouldn't take this and that, or at least
Yeah.
there's some
Yeah.
CVS's they do that shit. So whatever. I said, all right. So she switched everything up. So she said, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. I was like, what? She goes, I have to put you on insulin. I was like, what? I said, there's no pill, no pill you can give me.
Oh boy.
And I was like, because I
So
really
you're
don't
not
want to
taking
be.
insulin now?
I wasn't taking insulin at all
Oh wow.
because I never took insulin before.
Oh wow.
And she was like, well, you have to be on insulin, and you're gonna take 30 units of this insulin for 6 weeks. If you come
Mm,
back, if your numbers come back normal within the 6 weeks, I'll take you off the insulin, no problem.
Yeah.
She said, but you have to show, it has to show that, your A1C comes down and, your numbers get leveled out, because my numbers were all over the place.
Mm.
They were up, down, up, down, up and down and shit. So she said, that's what she said. And I was like, all right, no problem. So, I've been, doing what I gotta do. I mean, trying to do what I gotta do. And hopefully by the time the 6 weeks should be up sometime in January. So we'll see what happens by then. Hopefully, I
And
can
you
get
didn't
that.
buy another box of donuts, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Those Krispy Kremes were banging, though. No, but
Oh,
I'm just saying. No, I didn't buy another box of donuts, but yeah, I gotta switch my shit up. So hopefully, get to the gym a little bit more, do a little more cardio, and eat less bullshit. But
yeah. I think we all need to do that.
yeah, but that's yeah, that's the only thing I've been really struggling with. Trying to. I mean, how you gonna tell a Spanish do not to eat some arroz con habichuela con chuleta y arroz con gandule and fucking
Yeah, yeah.
pasteles and acapuria and all that other shit? How you gonna tell me not to eat that shit, especially around the holidays, man? Like no pernil and shit. Like what the fuck? How
Well,
you?
then I guess you want to die, bro. I guess you want to die.
No, I don't want to die. But I
But
mean,
you keep testing them, and you're not the only one. You're not the only one, bro. You are not the only one.
yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough
And
to.
it definitely does take, willpower and choice.
Mm-hmm.
You have to choose to want things to change.
Yeah,
You know, and that's the hard part.
yeah, it is. It is the hard part.
Yep.
It definitely is the hard part. So let's see what
So
I
how you
got.
feel? So I mean, like, what is that doing to you? Like all those thoughts about health and
It's got me bugging because I mean, I'm big on family and shit, and I think to myself, what is the world gonna do without me? No, I don't think
yo,
that.
we're gonna
I think
die. We're gonna die.
the world will end. But I'm just I'm saying, I'm saying that now my world, like my family, like what am I gonna, how am I gonna, what are they gonna do? I mean, I gotta, take care of myself because I don't want to. I'm only 47 years old. I mean, I'm young as fuck. I don't need none of this bullshit in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a young buck. Got a long
You
way to go. I got a long way to go. I don't need any of this bullshit. You know.
yeah,
So it's just crazy how I went from not. It went from being okay and content with what's going on to I got to change all my shit up right now. You know what I
right.
mean? So. And she's a good doctor too, because she sat down, she talked to me, she was like, "Yo," she was really she had like had concern, like she sounded like she was really concerned. She was like, "Listen, you gotta do this," you know what I'm saying? And and the one thing that gets me too is that, when diabetes can really fuck with your shit, you know what I'm saying? And
Oh yeah.
fuck it with a lot of shit, and I'm not with any of that. So I gotta make some changes, and I'm doing it little by little. So
And you know what? Just on that vein, people don't realize how bad that can be until something bad happens, right? So I know somebody who's only 45 years old. He has diabetes. He's had it, right? So he knew he had it
mhm.
since he was like 19, 20 years old. And he's Latino too. So just like you said, how you gonna tell a Latino guy he can't have pernil and arroz and all those things, right? So he kept it moving. He's now 45. He has had a quadruple bypass,
Fuck.
4 strokes, and all the toes on his feet amputated.
Wow.
So I'm like, you're 45 years old. And when people don't take their health seriously, that's what happens, and it's dangerous. And And you know what? Let's talk about that. Like when you have those types of things going on in your life, especially if you're single, right? Then what's the expectation when you find someone, right? So do you hide it from them so that they can fall in love with you? Or do you tell them up front, yo, this is where I've been, this is what has happened, and then take that chance that it's too much for them to handle?
That's a good fucking question. Yeah, you asking me, or you? This is just a
Well,
general
it's just
thing.
like in general, like it's like
All
it's
right.
rhetorical,
So,
but you
so
can definitely.
with me, it's like, you gotta be. I mean, I'm not saying day one, but I mean, somewhere along that week, somewhere
Yeah,
along that week or two, I think you have to have that conversation because I mean, if your intent is to be involved, to be together, to live a life, that person needs to know what the fuck they're getting themselves into and
yeah.
let them decide whether or not that's something they can deal with. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, if it was, let's just say for instance, Harry met Sally, right?
Yeah.
And Harry says, "Listen, Sally, I'm diabetic, I have high blood pressure, and but I'm doing my best to correct these things."
Okay, so but that's something in itself. Like diabetes and high blood pressure in themselves are not a bad thing, you know?
Right,
Like
if
they
you
are.
take care of it though.
Yeah, you can take care of them. They can be treated.
Right.
But then what happens when you're still not taking care of yourself? And it's like, but I love you. Okay, I understand you love me, but how is you not taking care of yourself loving me? Because you're just
Right, because
teaching me how
apparently
to
you
live.
don't love you. Right, you don't love yourself.
Yeah, you're teaching me how to live without you,
Right.
you
Damn.
know?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, it's all it's all it also it's also part of it's a mental thing also,
Yeah.
because if you say you love someone, wouldn't you want to be there for that person? You're not mentally, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not right mentally, because if you're telling someone you love and you care about them, you want to spend the rest of your life with them, then why aren't you doing what you got to do to keep yourself healthy enough to live that life with them?
Yeah.
I think
And you're
it becomes
literally
a mental thing.
asking them to accept you not taking care of yourself.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
You're
yet you
right.
don't want to but yet you don't want to tell them how deep your problem is because you don't want them to leave.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah, so it's like you have to decide, you want them to stay or you want them to leave, because the truth is if you lie to them and don't, and I know this has been a big thing about, if you don't tell somebody something, is that
It's a
lying,
lie. Yeah.
right? Well, you weren't being honest. So
Right.
now when they found out the truth, uh now they know technically you lied because you didn't share with me what I was in for. You got me all hooked up on you,
Right.
and and now I find out that you about to collapse, and now you're asking me to be okay with that, and I can't really trust anything you do or say because you didn't let me know I was in for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to be straightforward about it. Can't sugarcoat shit.
And I think, you know what, that has a lot to do with self-love. Like, okay,
Yeah. Of
so
course.
this happened. Yeah, this happens. I find myself in this place where, now I've had all these surgeries. Now, I'm a severe diabetic. Now I've had all these surgeries. But guess what? This is my reality. This is the consequences because I didn't take care of myself. But because I want to be better for myself and potentially for somebody else, okay, now let me work on my stuff, be accountable for, what I want, and love myself. And guess what? When you do that, it makes it so much easier for somebody else to say, you know what, I can love you too because you're loving yourself.
Absolutely.
I don't know, Corleone. I don't know if people are liking this conversation. I don't see no comments, nothing. Come on, people.
No, I mean, you know what it is too. It's just, I don't know. It's Friday. You ain't got no job. We ain't got shit to do. Nah, I'm just playing. Shit. Nah, but it'll. I mean, I thought Tolerance would be here by now. I thought Dubs would be here by now, but it's all right. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
But I'm here.
I know you are. And the thing is too. Also, what I want you to understand. I want people to understand is that we stream live, right? Which is cool. I love doing this shit live. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the fans listen to it
After the
after the
fact.
fact. Pepsi after the fact. You know what I mean? You owe me a Pepsi, by the way. It's got to be zero sugar cherry, all right? Because we said after the fact at the same time. So I'm just letting you know.
Hmm.
So a lot of them listen to the show after the fact. So it doesn't mean that we're not getting plays. It's just that sometimes when it's live, depending on the time and the part of the country and shit. Do you know we got people listening in India?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, word. Yeah, because we got invited to sign up to put the podcast on this Indian website. They were like, listen, we we hear your show and we'd want you to sign your podcast up for this Indian language or Indian website that's an app in India that people listen to podcasts on.
Right, right.
So I signed it up and they
Oh,
accepted it.
oh snap.
Yeah,
We
and
gonna
I
have
was looking
someone in India.
yeah, I was looking at the statistics and shit and I was like, "Oh shit, India, Brazil." I was like, "Oh shit, we're all over the place." So it's
Nice.
it's pretty yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. So that's why I'm really not phased much about the stats live.
Yeah,
I mean I love doing it live because when this gets played on YouTube, it's live. It's Facebook, it's live. On Twitch, it's live. And it could be live everywhere, all over the place.
yeah,
But after the fact, once it gets uploaded, then people start because people are subscribed from different places, from
yeah,
different platforms like Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So once this gets uploaded, all of it gets sent to all those platforms. That's how we get more plays
okay.
like that. So that's what's up.
How let me tell you, how did my 16-year-old play me today? Went to
Oh,
go
what?
get my, went to go get my hair done.
Uh-huh.
Got the hair did and got my nails done
Uh-huh.
because I have this event tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, "Mom, why did you tell the lady uh you don't want to look like a white lady with your haircut, right?" She's like, "You know that your nails are straight Karen, right?"
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I was like, "What?"
But hold on. But what does that mean? Like
Well, because
straight Karen. I know what being a Karen means,
yeah,
but
well, I guess okay, so of course it's all based on stereotypes, right?
right, absolutely.
So my nails, they're not long and they're not short, you know?
Right,
So they're not like my natural nails. I did have tips put on, but they're like they're short tips. They're not big ones.
right,
Um and I tried the oval. They call it the oval shape, the almond shape,
right,
which is new for me. So I guess she was and it's like different colors or whatever, but I guess it was the shape and the size or whatever. Um and so stereotypically Latinas wear the long, Becky nails and whatnot.
Right. Right.
Um, and my nails were not like that. And so my haircut, I have it like feathered a little bit. It's shoulder length, feathered, and I had some highlights put in. And she's like, "So I don't understand. You tell the hairdresser you want to make sure you want to try to look more Latina because you're tired of people mistaking you for a white lady, right? But then
Right.
you have these nails that are not long and they're not short. They're like in between white people nails." I was like, "Wow. Wow."
I didn't know. I didn't know there was a
I
link that
didn't
said
either.
what race
I
you are.
I didn't either. I didn't either. But it goes to show you these young people, they know stuff that we don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Also,
I saw a video of with I was scrolling and this video came up with Cardi B, right? But her nails were like 5 to 6, 7 inches long. Like, what the fuck are you
yes.
doing with those nails? How can you
Yo, how do
text
you
or
wipe your
type?
ass?
I know, like, what the fuck? You seashells and shit? I don't know, bro. That's crazy. How do you do anything with nails that long?
Yeah. Well, she could pay people to do it for her.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it.
I mean, I know it gets done because I've got plenty of friends that have those long nails and they do just fine. And I'm sure I would do fine too. But I'm a professional during the day.
Right,
I can't be being my professional person with these long nails,
right.
you know, and be productive like on the computer and doing all that stuff. I don't know. But I love her perspective on things, but hearing it sometimes it's like ouch.
Word, right? It's like, damn, these youngins, Joe. I don't know. They know something we don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we done been through a lot more shit than what these kids right now go through on a day to day basis.
Yeah.
Like
But
we know
it's no
we
less tough on them.
yeah, it definitely isn't. It's just that
They just
they
don't know.
yeah they just don't like fucking when we first got internet, we had dial up.
Oh gosh.
You know what I'm saying? And we had to wait for somebody to get off the phone
I
to
know.
use the internet.
Yep.
These kids now it's Wi-Fi. Like they can go anywhere and get Wi-Fi. We had to wait for somebody to get off the phone in order to use the fucking internet.
And it sounded like a fax machine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. Like one fucking fax machine to send you on the net.
Yo, and
Fucking-
beeper, she's like, "What's a beeper?"
I remember I oh shit. I remember waiting for the AOL CDs to come in the mail
Yes.
and use the trial version for that week and
Yes,
then
and
wait
then
for
you
the
could
next CD to
use
come
it.
in and the next version of AOL to come in and use it for that week. Oh my god, fucking hilarious, yo.
Yo, I don't know if I ever told you, but again, it's the time that we're in. When I was working at one of my part-time jobs, I came out to go home at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this poor young teenager, really, or like maybe young 20s, was so distraught because she could not get in her car. And I'm like, "Are you okay? Is there anything I can do to help you?" She said the battery in the car remote
Yeah.
died. She's like, it just died and now I can't get in my car, I can't go home. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, do you have the keys to your car, so I look at the remote and she gives me the keys to the car or whatever. I look at the remote and all of a sudden I walk up to her car. Now mind you, I'm sitting in my head like, no way, no way. So I
What?
go to the car and I open the door. She's like, "Oh, how did you do that? The battery was dead." I looked at her. I said, "Honey, you see this stick right here? It's called a key. You put the key in the door and you turn the lock."
Oh shit.
She was like, "What? That opens the door?"
Oh my god.
I was like, "Yes. Before there were remote, key, the
Yeah.
lock things, you use the key to get in the door, babe."
Holy shit. How the fuck? How
That's how
did you?
far we've come. That's how far we've come. Where
Damn.
if the battery's dead, they don't know. Like if the battery's dead in the remote, mom, the TV don't work. Oh my gosh. How about if you go walk over there and push that big button right there?
Oh
Oh my
man.
gosh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Like how I don't know.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see people starting to pop in. Yeah, so yeah, so yes, that's
Yeah,
crazy. Like how the fuck how do you not
that was
know?
crazy. I could not believe that.
Now
I had to stop myself from laughing.
hold on. I gotta answer some of these questions.
What are they?
That's on the screen. That one just now. Hold on, what the fuck am I doing here? Yeah. It's crazy because um yeah, like now some of the key fobs,
Yeah.
people this is crazy though, because some of the key fobs, you have to push the start on your car.
Right.
And some of them don't have the key, but they do.
Inside.
The inside, there's a button. If you don't know, if these kids don't know that shit,
They would never know.
they they wouldn't know a fucking thing. Like, yo, because let me tell you something, I'll be honest. It took me a minute to figure it out because I was like, yo, if the car says, um, when I was driving my daughter's car and it said battery key fob battery low. And I called and I was like, yo, like, what do I do if the shit fucking dies?
Right.
And she was like, I said, "Look, I'll figure it out." So I was looking around the fob and I found the button and the fucking key was in there. I was like, oh, well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. They have to put a key in there so that you can actually use it if the battery dies.
Mm-hmm. To get in the car and turn that
Yeah.
shit on.
But I'm telling you, I never in a million years would have thought that. But yeah, that's what we've created. We've created such, such ease that now my daughter even called me a unicorn because
Now,
she said,
why'd she
"Mom,
do that?
she's like, Mom, you're a unicorn." I was like, "Why?" Because she asked me to sew something for her, and she knows that I have a sewing box and that I know how to sew. I was
Right.
like, "Why am I a unicorn?" She's like, "Cause yo, mom, no, none of my other friends' parents know how to sew."
Really?
I'm like, "So what do they do with their clothes? Oh, they just throw them out." I'm like, "Wow,
Wow. You and I know how to sew.
yeah." I'm like,
We had home economics class
yes, they don't have
in
that anymore.
grade school. Nope, they don't have that shit anymore. They're afraid kids are gonna burn their hair off,
That's a
burn
shame.
themselves up in home economics. We were like in the fifth grade learning how to do shit, take care of ourselves and shit.
Yeah, and they don't offer that. Even the handwriting stuff. Like, my daughter could write cursive. They don't teach that in school no more.
Nah, they don't do none of that.
I guess they didn't think they needed it.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm old. That's all right. I'll be old.
Me too. Cause guess what? When the lights go out, I still know how to cook food.
No doubt. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. I could throw
I still make my clothes. I'll be able to garden. Like, I ain't worried about no
the
supermarket.
Oh shit. Nah, real talk though. I mean, these younger cats, man, they don't know fucking squat, man.
Yeah.
You take
And it's
away
not
their
even
phone.
totally their fault.
No, it's not it's really not their fault. It's the way shit is built these days, you know what I mean? Cause if it's not on their phone,
They don't know how to do
they
it.
they don't know. Hell no. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
If there ain't a video for it, they can't do it.
And not for nothing, I mean, if there's something I don't know nowadays either, I look on the fucking on YouTube and it's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I mean, I know what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these kids, they're wandering all over the internet, don't know what the fuck they're looking for, stumble upon some stupid shit, and you're like, oh my god, like what the fuck? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I've asked my daughter a couple times, like she'll show me something or she'll say something to me. I'm like, where'd you learn that? TikTok. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, there's this dude and his wife that make different recipes, like alcohol recipes and shit, and food recipes and shit that they find on the internet, and they try it themselves, and they'll tell you whether or not it's good.
Right.
You know that I mean, it's pretty cool. I subscribe to them. So do you have any guilty pleasures, Lady G?
Guilty. Oh gosh. Guilty pleasures, definitely.
Yeah.
Um ha ha ha. I don't know. I don't know if they can be shared.
Oh, work just like that.
Well, Christmas time, when I was young, my mom, chocolate covered cherries.
Yeah,
Uh
absolutely.
well, my mom, and I've only found them during Christmas time. I know they sell them in some places, but they're the chocolate covered cherries without the cream in them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the syrup and the cherry.
Right.
That's a guilty pleasure because I should not be eating chocolate.
Yeah.
I love
Chocolate.
massages.
I don't like chocolate too much though. I'm not a
Yeah.
chocolate fan. I like Kit Kats though.
Kit Kats.
I can eat me a fucking Kit Kat, no doubt about it. But nah,
Well,
I
I'm not
haven't.
diabetic. You are, so
Yeah, I know. I know. Kit Kats all the shit though.
yeah.
Anyway,
Guilty pleasures
guilty pleasures. Any shows that you know.
that
Now
I'm
let me.
I'm I'm guilty for liking.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
I'm so boring. I am so boring because
Let
I
me.
watch stuff like Chicago Fire. Like I don't watch those
There's no reality show that you
reality
shouldn't be watching
shows.
that you watch.
I don't watch none of that stuff because it's just so dumb. Like I understand why people like them because it's like they like the drama. They like the ooh factor. Like,
Yeah,
ooh, I'm
you want to hear?
telling.
Yeah, you want to hear some shit?
Go ahead.
I was scrolling through the TV and I'm like, all right, I gotta watch something. I gotta watch some shit. Something. I gotta fucking watch something. And Seinfeld was over. Just Judy was over. It was late. I gotta find something. I come across a show on Lifetime. Not is it Lifetime or was it TLC? One or the other, because those are the ones that have the fucking reality shows. MILF Manor.
What?
You MILF Manor.
I have never even heard of it.
When I saw that shit, I said, "What the fuck is this?" It's about. It's literally what the name of it is. It's
Yeah,
about older women with their
cougars.
with their sons and their
Oh,
sons' friends,
oh no. See,
and
see, I can't with that.
like their sons are in their 20s, but the shit is that hold on, you fucking man.
What?
No, right there, it's on the screen. You don't see it?
I'm old. I can't read that little.
Oh,
Something about I'm all for it.
LOL MILF.
Oh,
He's
oh.
funny. Yeah, it's
Well, I guess technically I'm a MILF.
you ain't into 20-year-olds though.
No, they do be trying to hit me up though.
You know, I mean, I know chicks that purposely date younger men because their sex drives are so crazy and wild. They need a younger dude to help turn them out.
Keep
I
up.
guess I don't
Right,
know.
right, right.
It's crazy.
Nah, ain't nobody
Yeah,
got what I need.
yeah. Word, right? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I mean, shit.
That's funny.
So, yeah.
So MILF Manor, huh?
MILF fucking Manor. I was like, this is, you gotta be kidding me. And for it now, somebody had to go up to a producer and say, listen, somebody had to be like, listen, we gotta,
Manny says he's in his 40s.
yeah, he is. And
oh, good night, Jody.
Somebody had to say, listen, I got an idea for a show. We get a bunch of fucking cougar chicks, put them in the house with a bunch of young ass dudes, and see what happens.
Yeah, okay.
That's exactly what the pitch was.
Wow.
You know, and that's crazy. MILF fucking man.
And that's why society is where it is right now.
Absolutely. You think they watch that kind of shit in China?
No. And
in
that's
Japan
why we have no commitment. We have no loyalty, no truth, because now all you gotta do is hit it, quit it, and keep it going.
That stinks.
Yeah. That's why I'm still single. Yep.
Mm. All right. Yeah. My guilty pleasures. Let me see.
I thought that was it.
Oh, MILF Manor? Oh,
MILF
no, I was
Manor.
just saying. No, I don't watch that shit. I just came across that shit one night. I was like, what the fuck is this? MILF Manor. Yeah, well, anyway. So I'm not gonna front. I was a somewhat of a fan of United States. What's this? United States of Terror.
Oh, you'll love that show. Great cast.
Is that about the chick with the different personalities? Like she has like multiple personalities. I think I've seen that show before. Let me see. Yeah, I think I've seen that show before. Yeah. See, yeah, I've seen that show. That's actually a pretty good show. Yeah, United States of Terror. It's about a woman that she's ill, but she has multiple personalities, and sometimes she wakes up as a different person.
Mm.
Yeah, and she goes through the day through an episode, switching personalities and shit. And people are like, "Who am I talking to right now?" And they're like, "Oh, are you Butch?" There's Tara. There was a Butchy one. There was a dude. I think she was a dude. One dude. I think that was one that was named Butch or some shit. I don't know what it is, but I know that there was a whole bunch of different personalities she had. But that was a really good show. I
watch all kinds of stuff. Honestly, I have to admit, I've been watching the new Quantum Leap lately.
That's I mean, I'm a big fan of the original. I haven't seen the new one.
Yeah, it's a new one with an Asian guy. I mean, I like it. It's all right.
That's pretty dope. I gotta check it out. I like Quantum Leap. I remember the last episode of Quantum Leap, the original.
Yeah.
He never leaped home.
No.
Nope. So he was constantly stuck in that loop.
Well, it kind of leaves off there because it talks about him being lost. And how they started up the program again.
Oh, that's
it's like
dope.
It's like a continuation of it. So.
All right, yeah, because I remember the last episode. The last episode, he was like, "Oh my god, he never leaped home." So yeah, he was like stuck in wherever the fuck he was at. Yeah.
And then I've watched the new MacGyver. Like I've been watching some of the old remakes. So like MacGyver, Equalizer, and they're not horrible. They're not horrible.
The one with Queen Latifah, the Equalizer. Yeah, how is that?
Yeah. I like it. Because she's actually like a single parent on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but see, I like stuff like that. Things that make you think, and yeah, that's why. Yeah, I'm a thinker.
Yeah, you didn't have to think much watching Jersey Shore.
See, I can't watch that stuff. That stuff just shuts me down. I'm like, this is so stupid.
Yeah. You don't think much watching shit like that.
Yeah, but to me that's just a waste of time.
That it's because of that show that Seaside is the way it is right now.
Really?
Yeah, Seaside is it's not the same as it was before the show.
Hmm.
It's become so commercialized and there's so much shit going on over there. It's not the same. People, I don't know, it's just weird. It's yeah, it's not the same. We went over there to go get to do the old time photos.
Right, right.
And we went specifically just to do that, but while we were there, it was like this shit is whack, yo. This shit is stupid. I mean, for the young kids, that go up there,
It's the
stare at their
thing.
phones all day and take pictures of each other in their swimsuits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one thing, but for our age, you look at it and it's like this shit is stupid. I'd rather go to Wildwood. I'd rather go to Ocean City, Maryland.
That's like these haunted houses, right? So when I was a kid, that stuff was scary. I went to for Halloween. I went to I don't even remember where. I don't know if it was Creamy. I don't remember where it was, but went and saw like like all of the attractions.
Uh
Spent
huh.
spent an arm and a leg to see it, and literally walked through the whole thing. People just jumping out at you, and I'm like, "Is this it? Like, are you
Yeah.
serious? I just spent buku money."
Yep. People just trying to jump out and scare you.
Yeah, like I could do that at home for free.
Hell yeah. You can scare yourself just walking through the house and shit. Like, what the fuck? Did you hear
Yo,
that?
my
Nah, that
house
was
does
me.
it to me all on its own, making noises when ain't nobody else
You know what I'm
there.
saying? That's what I mean. Like, you just walk through the house and you're like, yo, what's that?
Oh
You
my
get more
gosh.
scared walking through your house. What the fuck? Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. Nope. Nothing's the same anymore.
It's not. But then when you try to explain it to people who weren't there, they you can't understand it. You
Nope.
can't understand it.
Absolutely. So, all right. So now that we're on the topic of crazy shit, right? What's one of the craziest things that's ever happened to you? Like one of the, something that made you be like, that made you like, oh shit, I'm surprised I survived this shit. It's crazy.
Hmm. A blind date.
A blind date. Oh shit, that doesn't bode well for this dude already. If it's the craziest shit that happened to you.
uh I don't know. I guess that it all goes to like what people find crazy. Like I never really was the type to do crazy stuff. Um my brothers used to call me the goody two shoes, even though I didn't think I was.
Right.
But then when I hear some other people's stories, I'm like, I've had bad things happen, but I really wasn't looking for them. So I wasn't hanging off of the top of cars or nothing. Harrison Street for real though. I guess you know this Manny dude.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Yo, now you paying your family members to listen to the show.
I ain't gotta pay nobody.
Uh,
They know what's up.
yeah, well, I mean, I grew up in Camden, so everything was pretty much crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, crazy thing that happened. Okay, so I was sitting out on my step, uh, just chilling with the neighbors, and these two dudes walk up to us, and they're regular. Think we're out there. One of we were sitting with a guy. Probably thought he was trapping or something. So, walked up, was like, you guys got anything going on? Blah blah blah. And of course, we're like, no. You might want to hit up across the street. So it's all love and support. So, and the funny thing was, one guy was really really short, and the other one was so tall. Like we all had to comment on it. Like
Mm,
he was tall, like 7 feet tall, type of tall.
that's
Like
fucking tall.
yeah, it was crazy. And but the difference in the two of them just made us laugh. So we're like, nah, you might want to check across the street. So we're just sitting there, we're busting it up, we're talking. And the next thing we know, we look across the street and the guy is like in one of my neighbor's faces, and then you just see them run. And then when we find out what happened, basically because we kind of got saved because we didn't have nothing. When they went over there and got from the other guys, they actually stuck them up.
Oh
Like
shit.
they walked right across the street, put a gun in his face, and just ran his pockets and like ran.
Damn, yo.
So like stuff like that would happen, and to me that's crazy.
That is
You
crazy.
know, it's like I'm literally just sitting on my stoop, and had I said that I had something,
I
that
know.
would have been me.
Yep, you'd have gotten your shit took.
Yeah, like
In other words, you'd have gotten
crazy.
got.
Yeah, and it was just crazy just standing there watching it. It's
Damn,
like, what do
yo.
you do?
I know.
What do you do?
You just stand there. You can't do nothing. You can't run across the street and be like, yo, you better chill. Yeah, all right.
Nope, nope, because then that's your face.
Yep, absolutely.
Craziness, craziness. But I mean, that stuff happened. And, so when I talk about like with my kids and things like that, like I share those things with them because I want them to know what life is really like without them having to actually experience that.
Right.
And then that makes it hard because then they still want to do these crazy things, and you're like, so you didn't learn from the lesson, right? No, I got to, they got to fall straight on their own face. I'm like, you can't, you wouldn't have survived.
Nope.
I tell both my kids, you would not have survived my childhood.
Nah, a lot of these kids nowadays wouldn't have.
But it's exactly why we raised them the way we raised them, all entitled, because we didn't want them to have to live that way.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
get it. I get it.
shoot,
You know,
my daughter was doing half the things I was doing at her age. Forget that.
I know.
I'd be
That's,
whooping her behind.
I completely,
Your your face says it all.
I'm like, oh my God.
And then I had my older daughter when she was 18. She came home a little bit late one day, and I wasn't mad, but I was like, you're not supposed to be here at this time, blah blah blah. Being the nice mom. And she's like, mom, I've done things that you can't even imagine. And I looked at her and I started laughing. She's like, why are you laughing at me? I said, honey, I know you're 18 and you think that you have done such big, crazy, secretive things, but I was your age once. And just remember the things that you are doing, you didn't create them. I probably did that and then some. She just looked at me. Oh,
Damn. That's crazy. That is crazy.
yeah.
Like I said, a lot of these kids, man, they don't know what's up.
And and then they want to know why I'm taking pictures of people when they come pick my kids up for dates.
Yeah, you gotta have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because first of all, I know what I did. Second of all, with my jobs that I've had in my life, I know what people are capable of.
Yep.
So yes, I'm taking a picture. You don't bring my girl back home by 10 o'clock, not 10:01, not 10:05, 10 o'clock. Police station's getting this photograph.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I got I got ways of handling situations like that. I've had to handle situations like that many a night.
I bet.
Cause I have girls, and my son will help out once in a while with them, but it's you gotta be afraid of what's going on out there nowadays with these girls, man.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
unfortunately, a lot of them aren't helping it.
No, they're not. Not with social media.
Yeah, and they don't understand the idea is, and I want to let you guys know, I by no means am talking about if it's out there, it's meant to be served. Not at all.
Right.
When somebody says no, it's no. But we're definitely not helping ourselves when we think it's okay for our kids because they look beautiful and cute and all that. to let our ladies go out there with half of their body on display.
Yep.
Like my mom used to say, it leaves nothing to the imagination. And that's totally true. And then it
And
makes,
I have one hell of an imagination. I'll tell you that right now.
I bet.
You know what I'm
I
saying? Don't wear sweats and a long sleeve t-shirt. I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you something. If I see one little lump, it's like on because my mind will be like, "Oh, right, I could work with that."
Oh my God. And see,
You
you're
know?
not even supposed to know that until, like you get to know each other and things start happening. But
You
we've
know what
made
I'm
it,
saying? It's true.
yeah, but we've made it so casual now.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I am not a prude. I am not a prude at all. Um, and I am a God fearing woman, you know. But my thing is, I can look like a lady, a very well developed, sexy lady without having everything out there showing.
Right.
Like I don't need to be falling out of my dresses. I don't need to be showing, up to my hoo hoo. A little leg is good.
Ooh. Oh yeah, a
Yeah.
little leg is good. A little leg is good. That's all right.
Yeah. But it's like, don't serve them the whole meal because then they have
Nah.
nothing for dessert.
No, you gotta start with Scooby snacks.
Scooby Snack. But
Yep, yeah.
you know what? And that's something we've lost the sense of adventure, the excitement of getting to know people.
Right. No, you're absolutely true. It's absolutely
You
I mean,
know?
you're absolutely right.
Like I can't tell you if one more person, and people don't understand why I get so upset about it, right? So I know as a woman what my cutest attributes are. I know, what people have told me what they find attractive about me. I know what I like about me. But I tell you, when I just meet people, if one more person tells me how beautiful my lips are, I'm gonna cut them bitches off. Like, and people don't understand why I get so upset when people say that. Like talk about my lips. First of all, that's not really something that you would think about if you weren't thinking other things. Like, what does somebody's lips have to do with their beauty? You know? Am I wrong? You're a man, Corleone. Help me out.
All right, so we're gonna be real about it. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna front about it.
Always, always.
But
Yes,
the
I know you
thing
like my lips. That's all right.
the thing about it is this visualization. You know what I'm saying? When men and women, well, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Men and women, when they see, you know, lips on a person that they think they can work with, the imagination tends to take over.
And there's nothing wrong with the imagination taking over.
Right?
But
Absolutely.
why do you, when we just meet, why do you have to comment on it? Like, why do you
Oh,
have to
see,
put,
there's one thing. Like, if you just meet somebody, the first thing you say is, "Damn, look at them lips on you, girl! Like, what's up? You got them
yes.
banging lips." Yeah, that's uncalled for.
It's
You
like,
know what I'm
first of
saying?
all, we don't even know each other yet, and you're already talking about my lips.
Right.
Then that tells me
Because
where you're at.
that
And that's
that
not
that
where
that
I'm
mean
at.
exactly because in his head he's his
He's already
your lips.
imagining my lips
Right, right,
and where
right,
they're going to
right,
be and all that kind of stuff. Like, why I
right,
mean, there's nothing wrong with you thinking that, imagining it, whatever, because yes, there's attractive things about people. But I don't think it's appropriate when we just meet, just getting to know each other, that you're going to tell me about it, like comment to me about it.
right,
Because then you're going to hear crickets, because my answer is going to be like, okay, thank you. And, what would you like me to do about that?
right.
You know?
Yep.
Like, no, I want to be on a couple dates. And if you think that about my lips, I don't want you to say nothing. I just want you to kiss me. I just want you to, do something with it. Don't
Don't
just
talk about
comment
it.
on it and make it all uncomfortable.
Be about it. Don't talk about it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I know I live with these lips. I know how good they are. I know, how soft they look. I know all that. But that's not what I'm looking for. You know, like there's so much more. But it's so funny because I talk like this and people are like, "You're so extra. You're too much." Right? A lot of guys don't date me cuz I'm too much. So it
But
got to a
what
point,
does that mean to be too much?
I don't know. I guess that I'm extra, that I, like they feel like I'm taking it too far or I'm overthinking, or because I don't just quickly say, "Okay, I hear what you're saying. Let's be about it." Because I actually talk about things, because I actually want to get to know, and I ask questions. When I have questions, I ask them. So people are like, "Oh, you just too much." I know one dude, he was like, "Yo, this conversation's too deep. This is not what I want to be. I don't want to get into this kind of deep conversation right after work every day. So I think, I'll say goodbye. You're too much." And I'm like, you know what?
Really?
I know what I have to offer people as a friend, as a girlfriend, as a wife. Like I know who I am. I know what I've worked towards. So my thing is, if I'm too much, that's okay. How about you go get you some less? You go ahead and go get less, because I'm steak and you want chicken.
Well, let's be real. All right, that's not a good comparison because chicken could be good too. You know
Oh,
what
it
I'm
could, but
saying?
steak is a lot more
But steak,
expensive.
you no, you should have said you want you don't want no filet mignon. You want London broil.
Okay, okay.
Because filet mignon is the shit, and London broil is like, you know what I mean. So that's that. You should have said that
Oh
because
man.
because somebody could whip up some real good chicken. You know what
But
I'm
it'll
saying?
never be a steak.
But you can have, if you go to a Mexican restaurant, you can have both. So chill out.
Oh gosh.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's not a good comparison. But filet mignon and London broil is a good one.
Okay. I'll remember that.
I like me some ribs though. I can eat me a whole rack of motherfucking ribs. That's for damn sure.
And that's how we got where we are,
Yep,
because
absolutely,
we eat too much.
absolutely.
Too
Yeah.
much.
So yeah, Tolerance hit me up a few minutes ago. He's out. He's out with the fam. So
So he's not gonna make it.
I don't think he's gonna make it. And then Dubs was like, "Yo, I just woke up." He hit me up at like 10:50. I didn't even see it till now. And he was like, "I just woke up." I was like, "Okay."
So he
Um,
ain't gonna make it.
he's probably not gonna
And
make it.
TG,
And TG, yeah, she's chilling.
yeah, she's
Yeah,
Netflix and chilling.
yeah, she's chilling.
Wow.
All right, well, you
Should I
know,
call it?
let me think of that. Let me think about that for a second. Um, yeah, I think this was very, very, interesting. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
mean,
bury me, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's all good. Yeah, all good. It has to be. There's
Wow.
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Um, Today's episode was brought to you by Pepsi Zero Cherry. It's got a nice can. Might save it. No, I won't. I'm just playing. um, all love, Manny, man. All love, man. 100. Thanks for stopping by, bro.
Nice meeting you, man.
You know what I mean? Thanks for shooting by. Well, anyway, it's a nice little episode. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be consistent. Gotta keep it consistent. You know what I'm saying? For the fans, we gotta do what we gotta do, even if it's just the two of us. It's all good. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm Big Corleone,
I'm Lady G.
and we will see y'all on the other side. So what was he saying? Likewise. All right. All right, bet. All right. So yeah, like I said, I'm Big Corleone. That's Lady G. This is another episode. This was another episode of the big. I was gonna say Big Corleone. You believe that shit? Oh,
Wow.
yeah, that's crazy. This has been another episode of the This Might Hurt podcast. And at some point, always keep in mind that
This
this
might
might
hurt.
hurt. We're out. Peace.